Ah, the unmistakable craftsmanship of a determined dog. Picasso? No, it's Ellie, the aspiring woodworker with a love for maple. I actually don't think this chair is made out of maple. I really don't even know what kind of wood this is, but I know it's soft. So if you do know what it is, let me know in the comments, because I would like to know. But this, my friends, is what happens when you leave your chair and a puppy alone for 5 minutes. Is it bad? Yeah, it's bad. But could it be worse? Absolutely. But don't worry, we've got this. There are times where things are just too far gone, where you have to rebuild it. But in this scenario, the chew marks weren't horribly deep. So sanding it out made the most sense here. It went really quick, and at the end of it, you still have the natural wood grain, which you would not have with a filler. 120 around a sanding block, that's really all you need. I check it periodically to make sure I was going down enough, but I wanted to keep these flat until the very end where it was time to round the edges to make sure the profiles match. Now that we have our shape, it's time to add the distressing because the way it is now is just way too smooth, it would stick out. But I gotta admit here, I couldn't help but think Ellie was onto something. I mean, with all the furniture in the house, she picked the chair with the natural distressing. How wrong was she? I don't think she was too far off. Good idea, bad execution. Now, the marks we're looking for are these lines that kind of go up and down, I guess, but don't go all the way down. So I decided to take this metal curve knife and press it into the wood. It wasn't really working out. It was a little too narrow. It was too sharp. And I honestly was worried about slipping and making it go all the way down. So I decided to go ahead and try it with a Phillips screwdriver, which turned out to be perfect because the harder I pressed it in, the deeper it would go, and I could get really creative with it. There's only one part where there was still a little bite mark, which caught the screwdriver and made it do a little squiggle. But that's okay, right? Because it's not supposed to look perfect. That's the whole idea behind it, to make it not look so perfect. Now, as easy as it is to accomplish this, it's just as easy to really screw this up. One slip, and you're back to sanding. After that, we just had to make these little wormholes. And what do you know? The screwdriver worked great for that as well. Just poked it in there, gave it a little twist, and they were perfect. Perfectly not perfect. That's the key here. You don't want them organized. They got to be random. You don't want too many. You don't want too little. Just the right amount. If you were a worm, what would you do? It's looking pretty good. I think Ellie would be proud of me. But now it's time for color. I'm using these pre-catalyzed lacquers and just spraying into the cap, and this way I can use it with the artist brush. I'm starting with a lighter color and then working my way up with a darker color. And the key here is to do multiple coats, build up a good finish, a solid color, and especially getting the dark color inside the grooves we made and inside the wormholes. This could take some time and a little patience. While that sets up, before I give it another coat, I'm gonna go ahead and color in all these lighter scratches. I don't know if they're from claws or teeth, maybe a combination of the two. But they're not anywhere as bad as the front of the leg, so they didn't require any crazy sanding or anything like that. They just needed some color. Pretty impressive and very satisfying doing this. You wipe it on, brush it in with your finger, and it comes out perfect. And the lacquer just melts right in. So it's looking pretty good overall, but we're not quite there if we compare it to the other leg. It needs a little more color, and especially in the distressing we made, it's not dark enough. So I took this black finish marker and I just applied it right into the grooves that we made, darkening it up, and it made a hell of a difference. After that, I'm going to give it a couple light coats of the toner itself, just to kind of blend it in and make it all melt together all as one. I don't know, it just works. Makes a huge difference. I gotta say, guys, I'm really impressed. I outdid myself on this one. It came out awesome, but I'll let you guys be the judge. Let me know what you think in the comments. I went around and touched up the rest of the chair. It just looks phenomenal. Overall, it wasn't that bad. If you know what you're doing and you have everything set up, you could get this done in under an hour. Not as creative as Ellie was, but Ellie, thank you for giving me this opportunity.